this and then probably play a little bit tonight.
Alright, nice. I just had dinner, had some chicken,
Nice.
and now I
Yeah, I'm
got a
gonna
little
do
protein
some
shake.
chicken broccoli Alfredo. Go to a nice Italian spot. Me and Courtney.
Mmm. You and your girlfriend?
Correct.
Nice, man. I'm trying to be like you one day.
I'm older now. I got a house and everything. I'm just hanging
Yeah,
out.
you're doing good. How's Sudoku treating you, man?
So pretty. I don't think it was too bad. Let me pull up my op.gg. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, let me pull it up too.
And,
Oh, there
I
it
went on
is.
like a streak of a couple tilted games. Like I queued like 3 or 4 games where I was just kind of upset. But the games I played from 6 days on, a lot of them were pretty clean in terms of lane phase. So I think my first game back after our session was the LeBlanc game, which I
Mm-hmm.
got filled mid, but mid's OP, so that was easy. Then I had 2 really good games back to back. Um, then just kind of a little back and forth in between then.
Okay. And do you notice any major improvement in your laning phase?
I think my lane phase has been overall cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like probably like half the games I lost, you see a lot of downfalls here. Were like throwing the games kind of in my mid
Yeah.
game or not transitioning my lead properly
Okay.
through through mid late game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But I would say the games that I was ahead, I did a good job at holding on to my lead and closing out cleanly. I
Mm-hmm.
had a couple like games that I felt were like really clean, and a clean game I would say like dying once or less, just being at the right spot at the right time and just not throwing the game. So it's felt more controlled,
Okay.
especially in the early game.
Okay. Okay. If you if you really want, we can go to mid game if you feel confident in your laning phases. Um, but I'll give you the option because what I originally wanted to do is now kind of go over full laning phases, like literally a entire laning phase, like minute 1 to 14, and see if we can find any problems, multiple vaults like last time, and then again we can just kind of gradually go up and up and up, right, chronologically. Um, but it's also up to you a little bit.
I
What do you
think
want?
I think we stick the course. It's not like we have any shortage of lessons. We still have 8 more after this, and I can always get more. I'm not in a rush to become a grandmaster player tomorrow. This is going to take some time.
Yeah,
So let's just keep going at the pace that you set, and we'll
yeah.
continue that way.
Okay, okay. I like that a lot. Well, in that case, let's just get on with it. I'm gonna open all these vaults one by one. All right. So we have Aatrox, Dion, Gragas, Camille, Jax, and Darius. All right. Let's approach this. Now, I will still look at the first 4 waves just briefly. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but yeah, we're gonna go over every single one of these vaults if possible
Okay,
and see how it goes.
let me unmute the stream. Okay, good to go.
All right. So you're playing Aatrox, Yone. I like your setup. You have Electrocute, which is good because realistically you cannot really stack Conk. Grasp would be fine too.
Yeah, we
Um,
played this matchup in the first session, and I went Conqueror, and it didn't feel good.
okay. Yeah, it makes sense because you're doing short trades constantly, you know?
Yeah, so I went D Shield this time.
Yeah, yeah, and did it feel better?
Yeah, definitely. Electrocute just feels like so much power in lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, alright, let's look at this. So do a little trade. Trade's fine. Your jungler's top side. Okay. Level 3 timer here. Yeah, you walk up. Very nice. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Also, I see you put 2 points in Q, which I don't think is bad. I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I I was thinking about it, and I went with the 2 points just because I figured it'd snap back. I just didn't figure I didn't really need it.
Yeah,
Traded flashes there,
yeah. Um,
right on the level 4 timer.
I see you're delaying your Qs a bit more now. And you're not using your E. Okay. See, you're not using your E there, using your Q very late. I like that a lot. Um, so this is also something I want you to think about. Just like how you want to use your E very late, you also want to use your flash very late. Because if you're Yone, what are you thinking right now?
After rewatching this, I was thinking that this is an opportunity for me just to take his flash. It's not like he can
Yeah,
play the game. The wave's pushing here. I can just Q3 just like this, and if he doesn't flash it, I mean, he's gonna die to the passive auto right after,
yeah.
anyways, right? And if
Maybe.
he does flash it, his flash is gone, and it's just easier to play out lane phase.
Yeah. It's
I
kind
feel like I didn't have to trade flashes here. I could have got his for free because I used such a good level 4 trade window that his flash was gone the second he got hit by Q1W.
I don't think that, let's say you don't flash now and he also doesn't flash, you don't kill him. Okay, I don't think you kill him because he can just walk out of your Q3, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you have to assume that he will just flash because if he doesn't, he just dies, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, just be a little bit disciplined on that. Try to just accept that, okay, I'm going to assume he flashes here, and then you have flash advantage, and flash advantage is a win condition by itself, you know.
Hmm.
But this was really good. I see you've already improved on this very nicely, and now your goal is just to hard shot this wave. Okay. All right. So please. Okay. So here you make a mistake, or did you? Wait. Wait. Maybe I'm L coach. Okay, you did not make a mistake. Actually, okay, you did make a mistake. Okay. So the reason I was a bit conflicted there is because right now you see that Yon stayed, okay? Which means, what can you do? You have a couple options. You can reset, you can walk into the enemy jungle, you can do Scuttle Crab, you can do whatever, right? What's the
I
best
probably have
option
a
you
ward
have?
down.
Yes, but the problem is, if you ward after crashing this wave, you have a smaller window to Pokemon their turret, right?
Mm.
So you want to ward before you crash the wave. What is the best timer to do that? The best timer to do that is literally right now. You have
Before I
one
even
ward
go to
available.
push this. Yeah.
And why do you think I was so conflicted? Well, I mean, we see that the enemy blue buff is down, so I was like, oh, okay, the enemy jungler is batting top to bot, but it was Shaco who took the blue, right?
Hmm.
So the enemy jungler could be, I mean, most likely is starting at red, pathing towards top, and if your Pokemon are turret, you're very far from your own tower, you can get ganked, right? That's kind of the
Hmm.
thought process I'm going with here. So right now it is a mistake that you're not warding before playing aggressively, but it is correct that you're trying to Pokemon a turret. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to practice timing my cues in between the tower shot as it commits to it, something that you had talked about.
Yes.
I was
Okay.
working on that a little bit.
Yeah. Seems like it didn't go that well here. You have to remember.
Not here.
You have to
That was a
remember.
little aggressive.
Yeah, it's fine. Um, you have to remember that if you use your Qs now, when he goes for these melee creeps, your Q is gonna be down by the time he kills the melee creeps and goes for your range creeps, right?
Yeah.
So
And
it
it's
says
better to get him on the range because he has to walk up further.
yes, you are allowed to not even be in third range if you don't want to, right? So it's better to wait a little bit, right? You could even, if you ward here, right? You could even use the timer you have where he's killing these melees to walk here, ward this tribush too. Then you have two insanely good wards. And then by the time he's done killing these melees, he'll go for your range creeps, and then you go for the Qs. That's where
Hmm.
you start poking him a little bit. And then all you're thinking about is every time he's in a last hit animation, like in the auto attack animation, he's standing still, right? That's when you Q him.
Okay.
And imagine if you combine all of these things with the fact that, let's say you didn't flash earlier, he's dead.
Yeah,
If
he's
he doesn't have that,
100%
yeah,
dead.
for sure, right? So these are tangible differences.
I
And
just
now,
traded a ton of health there for no reason.
yeah, you see, and
And
now
there's jungle. Yeah.
the jungler's here. There's a world where he just died. Like imagine if the jungler was here during that third shot, you know? like
Or if
right now.
jungle doesn't know, if jungle knew I didn't have flash or cared, like he should just be able to kill me insta. He doesn't use flash. He didn't do anything. I don't know why this volley bear doesn't just murder me. I think that's a
Honestly, he
volley bear.
could. Like, I don't know why not. But yeah. Oh, it's Trundle. I also thought it was Volibear. What the fuck? Mm. Okay, and this is the wrong order, you see? Like now, if you already had your ward, you would be able to this like imagine Yon's vision line. It's about here, right? This is Fog of War. If you walk this way, he thinks you're going down, and then you so imagine this. Here's this vision line right here. I'm trying to just draw it a little bit more accurate. If you're here and you walk this way out of fog, he sees you go down. You could play with that and walk this way now. And since he thinks you're around this area, he's going to position himself away from this area, which means he's going to stand here. And then when you're in this bush, you could go for an extended trade. Right? So let's say you already had this ward, you could, after poking him here, go like this, sit here, and then there's a couple things that can happen, right? And that will happen now as well, most likely. If you go back to your lane. Okay, so here, so this wave is pushing towards you, right? If Yone decides to stay, you can just stand here and poke him down. If Yone decides to base, you can try to cancel it, and since basing costs 16 seconds, he will lose at least 3 melee creeps, right? Because if he has to base all the way here, otherwise you cancel him with W, stuff like that. And if he walks away, takes about 4 seconds, plus the 60 seconds, 20 seconds, I mean, come on, you'll lose like maybe 4 or 5 creeps, right? And then if he recalls, you can also recall. You just both TP back, you could even decide to walk back. And then you have a TP advantage, right? And then you can use that, right? You can use you can maybe take a big trade, base, TP back, and then he's still low from the trade, and then you're full HP again, stuff like that, right? But you see how this entire sequence is all affected by the earlier ward, right? You have to respect now, and you don't see Trundle, and you kind of miss out on potential. You miss out on this thing where you go here, right? It's just like a lot less fluid. This is why it's so important to understand that you need to
Yeah,
work
if
here
things
already.
went like a little bit different, if I had the ward down, if I saved my flash,
Mhm.
etc., I have the possibility to deny him like 12 creeps of XP right
Yeah.
there, and his game is just over.
It's fucked. And then the other thing is, so when you're red side, which is the side you are now, okay, when you ward, this doesn't cut it. If you're standing here playing aggressively, and you see your vision line is here, right? Do you think, in all honesty, that you have enough time to react to Trundle walking into your lane with this shallow vision?
Yeah.
It's
No.
not deep enough. So this bush is bait, okay? I don't know why Riot Games placed it here. It used to be deeper in the river. It used to be like here, I think. But you should place your ward outside of the bush. Place it here instead, because it gives you a lot more time to react to the gank to walk away. So this ward here is just not good.
Gotcha.
And
I think I noticed that and put another one,
yeah,
down there.
you noticed it. Which is, in some sense, you're kind of problem solving while you're playing the game, right? You're like, well, if Trundle comes, maybe actually, yeah, you know. So, but this ward's fine too. But often you place it. Often the reason you place it here is because walking away from your wave means that you lose a lot of pressure, right? Because Yone is now allowed to hit your creeps and stuff like that. But yeah, this is good. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit.
So he's trying to stay.
Okay, so here there's a problem. You are a bit impatient with your Qs. As I said before, right now your goal is not to kill him. Your goal is to make him recall, and in the process of recalling, he's losing XP because he has to walk back, base, and teleport, right? How do you make him recall? Well, you need to take small victories, right? You need to chunk him little by little by little by little. The way to do that is not to just chuck out your Q. The way to do that is to wait for him to last it, and then you chuck out your Q. Because while he's in a last hit animation with an auto attack or Q, he stands still for a frame, and you could use that to really punish him, right? So even if he gets the experience from these creeps here, after these creeps die, now he has to choose between dropping all these melee creeps on the next wave, or just, I mean, he could stand here, soak XP if he wants to, but he's just going to lose a lot of farm. I mean, eventually he has the base, right? He's very low. So you're playing the long game here. You're not in a rush to kill this guy. This is kind of the point.
If I was a little more patient too, I'm actually just full health here. If I didn't take those 2 random tower shots trades
Yeah,
under the
sure,
tower.
sure. But we're kind of living in the present now. We already discussed that issue that we had. I want you to just be conscious of like here, the fact that your Q is down now allows him to like kind of hit your wave, despite not he should not be able to, kinda.
Mm.
And look how much space you give him now, right? It sucks. If your Q's up here, he can never do this. Again, you kind of see how your Q's are, like he's not really in a last hit animation right now.
Yeah, I can hold just a frame longer for that cannon when in.
Absolutely, and then it would be a lot more consistent. And now look, like during this entire time, because your Q is down, he's allowed to hit your wave, and because he's allowed to hit your wave, let's say that you had your Q up. He cannot do the things he just did, like Q through your wave and W your wave and stuff like that, right? He will just die. Let's be real. If your Q's up right now, he can't do this. Yes. So, let's say he doesn't do it because your Q is up. Then you can thin the wave out. You can start killing this creep, you can kill these creeps, right? And the importance of thinning a wave, do you understand this concept?
Yeah, you thin the range so it doesn't push as hard.
Yeah, you want it to
So
push to
you
you.
don't get a big crash.
Exactly. You want it to push to you, but you don't want his wave to be too big because at some point when you fight him, you don't want all of his creeps to attack you and kill you, right? That's kind of the main concept. So you have to take one step back in order to take 2 steps forward in the future. That's the mentality you should have here.
Yeah, because I don't think I really have like a clear goal right now,
Well, your goal
Other
is
than
to
just-
freeze, and in the process of getting that freeze, you should try and poke him down every time he goes for a last hit. The goal is to freeze. That's the goal. Because once you have a freeze and you can thin the wave a little bit, well now he's very far from his tower and you're very close to your tower. So there's nothing he can do. You will just kill him, Okay. So here, let's see. This is a very specific thing I want you to worry about. If the enemy is not strong enough to stop you from freezing anytime, which is the case here. He's not strong enough to contest your freeze, right? Instead of standing here and just holding the creeps like this, I want you to drag the wave here. Alright, make the creeps follow you. And then once your wave is around here, you can go into the bush and drop the aggro. Now, what do you think the main difference is between doing this and doing this?
2 different things. One, it's going to put the wave further
Yes.
back towards the middle,
Yes.
so it's not going to create as big of a. Well, hold on, let me
The
think.
freeze
Is
is
that
gonna be better because your
will be
your
better.
range creeps are not gonna be in your tower, and therefore once the enemy melee creeps go on your range creeps, they're not gonna take tower shots. So the wave will meet instead of here, it will meet here. You're right about that. The freeze
And
is
then the
just better.
second thing is if I'm just doing that, I'm also kind of delaying Yon's reset right now.
Yes, that's the main thing.
Because he's recalling in that bush right now.
Yeah, and what did we say about recalling? It takes 16
16
seconds.
seconds.
And the
Plus
longer you can
TP.
stop that, yes, the longer you can stop that, like if you walk here, man, he is forced to walk all the way back to his turret. And during that entire time, this entire wave, he just lost that entire wave.
Mm.
And that's kind of the goal, right? So here again, if he cannot contest your freeze, don't stand here, just walk to the bush and stop his reset. Okay. TP's back. And now there's a slight issue in the sense that if you did walk with him and cancel his reset, you could then reset in the bush yourself too. TP to this freeze, thin the wave, and then try to keep the freeze. And if he wants to break the freeze, he has to take at least a lot of damage. Right? Do you see the sequence?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can do too. You already have double longsword and refillable potion in base,
Yeah.
So you kind of reset at the same time then, or you would reset a little bit earlier than him at least.
So I think I gave him this crash because I wanted to play for tabbies.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get 1200.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Trundle Yon.
okay, yeah. Okay. I think okay, actually, yeah, I agree with that. Okay. No, I agree with that. Okay, that's my bet then. I think Tabis is really good here. They have Trundle Yon, sure. In that
Miss a good
case,
amount, but I get just enough gold.
yeah. No, but okay, in that case, I think it's fine to stay and catch the wave. Sure. I agree with you. Alright. But there will still be games where you can apply this.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay, here comes the fun part. So you TP back, and then Yon wants to trade, etc. Okay. Okay, here's a little thing, Yon specific. Don't W him when he is in his E. Never do it.
Yeah, there's no
just
point.
never do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
no
just
point.
never do it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Alright. And then here. Okay. You have to be a little bit careful. Mid missing. Okay, ing forward. Okay, let's speed up a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Don't have a ward right now.
Yeah. See channel though. Okay, you're losing in so much means. So many means, sorry. Bad English.
Yeah, I just missed all of them before.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be too nitpicky, but definitely, yeah, I mean, just queue the backline first, like triple queue the backline. Yeah. Alright, and you move to here now, okay. Okay.
I'm not really sure why I moved. I think I just crashed, and I thought that there was something that could happen
Mm-hmm.
mid or bot down here.
Your intention to move here is only fine if your intention is to push the mid wave and then go back top. Because
Okay.
you care a lot more about your individual lane state and resources than you care about your team. Because your team is already in a good spot. Sometimes it's okay to progress your lead into your team and kind of, because often if your team is behind, if you do nothing, you'll just lose the game. But in this case, that's not the case. So it's not worth losing a wave top for a roam. Even if you kill the Janna, even if you get that kill, it's still not worth it. What would be good here, again, is to push this mid wave, because then Syndra loses a wave, you get an extra wave on top of getting the top wave too, right? You go mid, push a wave, go top, get another wave. So that would be
Because the
an
fight's
extra.
kind of over by the time I press R here for Gianna for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, you can also look at, like, by the time you move this, realistically, this fight should already be over by the time you're here. But yeah, it is completely valid to just get the mid wave.
Okay.
Completely valid. Okay, so here you do have a tendency to lose a lot of last hits, I feel.
Yeah, I
Do you-
do feel the same way.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you take attack speed rune or normal rune, or like, but I think you
Right
don't have.
now, I don't have attack speed because I have electrocute. Although I
Yeah.
have been testing around with the flat attack speed rune because
Mhm.
I realized that a Korean streamer goes it.
It's not
Does
good.
feel okay for last hits, but I'd rather just the Q multiplier on flat AD. You know.
I think for me the main logic is that if you're trying to master something, you need to get your muscle memory needs to just be one tricking either the attack speed rune or the flat AD rune, because when it comes to Aatrox Q auto Q auto Q auto, if you just randomly swap between the two, your combos are gonna feel off and you're not gonna be as efficient at them if you just change it up. So that's like my main logic for that. Okay, so you come back to lane, you do this trade.
So I think I'd probably need to be valuing my last hits more than these trades.
I think that I don't necessarily agree. I think that here, okay, so in some okay, to some degree, yes. Like after this queue here, I would go for the last hits and then look for maybe my third queue after. Sure, in that sense, I agree. But also, I mean, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if it's just this game or other games too, though. I don't want to speak too soon about that.
Yeah, we'll keep watching.
Um. Okay, so here you are. There's also like a lot of different things that I see that are going wrong, but the problem is I don't know if that's like a bad habit you have or if it's something else. So
Yeah, just throwing the W there kind of randomly.
no, like your positioning in lane and stuff, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Not now though. So okay, here you create a roam timer for yourself. Okay, you move and then you go back. That's very nice. Okay. Okay, just kind of help a little bit. Okay, you go back to lane. Yeah. Okay. Well, now that okay, so you have 57 CS at 10 minutes. He has 80, and you were stomping this guy in lane. That is a problem. And you're right about that. We should address this.
Yeah.
You need to find a better balance between CSing and trading. Now you have to realize that in a perfect world, every matchup is only a CS lead because when someone dies, they made a mistake. If no one ever dies, it's like the only tangible lead there is CS and XP, right? So if you only if you really focus on punishing him when he goes for last hits and go for last hits yourself, you will find a much more consistent play style, I suppose. Maybe that's very vague and general and generalized, whatever. But I also I also have a hard time telling you exactly like what it is that you should be doing better. I honestly don't really know what to say. Like in some
Just last hit them.
yeah, just put more emphasis on it, you know? Like for
Yeah.
me, if I'm looking back at my own gameplay and I'm like, damn, I lost 30 CS this game, what the fuck? When I go into the next game, I'll just put more emphasis on last hitting, you know? It's just that simple sometimes.
I guess I just didn't realize it.
Yeah, like I think you were just not aware of it, and now you are, and you can actually start playing around the fact that you're dropping so much, you know? I hope that is it. Okay, so alright, let's see the trade pattern. There you go, you didn't E forward, you didn't E forward again. Now E forward, very nice. I'm really happy to see that you improved on that. Very good. Okay. Hitting turret here. Okay, so was your intention here that your Shaco comes top?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure really what my plan was here. I think
Okay.
I have good money to buy.
Yeah. It's a little bit greedy that you stay, but it's kind of it's only okay here because you have to be and your jungler's upside. So we'll give you a pass on that one. And then here you can just yeah. Okay, very nice. Now you base. Spend your gold. I like that you don't TP back here because it opens up a place on the map now. That's very nice. Was that a conscious decision you made?
Yeah, yeah. I think I just thought I had time to walk back because just the wave state was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you could make the decision here to TP back to this wave, and then you kind of prevent Yone from getting a free crash out, right? And if you can prevent him from crashing this wave, you could look for potentially like a freeze or something.
I think
Mhm.
not to cut you off. I think what happened probably more likely too was I recalled and I knew I'm only 450 from finished sundered.
Yeah.
So I opted not to TP 'cause that way I can get sundered and then
TP.
TP back.
Okay, that's
Right.
also valid. That's very good. Very good. Okay. But yeah, what I like most about that is that you just keep your TP for any time there's a play on the map, you know? So that's good. So this is good. Like, this is what I wanted you to do earlier as well, when you go mid. You go mid, you take the wave, and then you have the option, like, you have the option of moving to a Drake fight. You know, that's the thing. You're opening yourself up to options. Like, right now, if there's a Drake fight, you could commit to it. If there's no Drake fight, you could move back top, you know? So that's very good. And you don't lose anything for it, because you got the mid wave. So very nice. Okay, and let's watch this fight and then go to the next fight.
Yeah, I think I got surprised by Kraken damage here, and I think he trades with me, if I recall correctly. I ended this game like 8-1-8, and then just slowly lost.
Oh shit. Okay, I think mechanically executed a little bit suboptimally. Definitely, if the enemy has no more mobility spells and they're a high DPS champion, so you see how I'm trying to like categorize everything. It's hard to just say, oh, in this situation you should be just doing this, right? You have to
Hmm.
understand why you should be doing this. So if they're like a sticky champion, it could also be like Aurelia, and she already used her last Q on you, right? The best thing for you to do is use your first Q and flash in the direction where you're already a little bit separated from each other, which would be here, right? You don't want to flash, you don't want to Q and then flash this way, right? You want to Q towards him, flash back, and then you hit your first Q sweet spot, guaranteed. After you hit it, you can Q2 Eve towards him, and then auto him, and then hit your third Q with flash, for example.
Hmm.
So you panic a little bit here, you flash towards your turret, and then you don't hit your Q, right? And the reason you don't hit your Q is because you don't Q and then flash. You flash and then you Q, but it should be the opposite way around. And also you flash the wrong direction. So again, right now you auto, you Q, and then you flash backwards. Right? He has no more mobility, right? He used every mobility spell. And if you
Hmm.
don't flash, he is going to beat your head in because he has higher damage per second than you. You're a
Hmm.
burst champion, he's a DPS champion. So you Q backwards, second Q, E forwards, and then you kill him. That's how you can play that differently. If you can kind of visualize it.
Yeah, yeah, I could visualize it too, and I've thought of like some more interesting ways too to play with champions on top of that, like watching a lot of the replays of the Korean streamer there. Like, how often if somebody's on top of him where he can't deal with it, alt, passive auto, Q1, Q2 backwards flash with that to
Yeah,
guarantee the Q2, then Q3 E forward all within the same frame because it just guarantees Q2 and Q3, and obviously it modifies as you go.
yeah, yeah,
So there's a few different micro ways to play like those situations better, for
yeah.
sure.
And I think here you can't do Q1 and then Q2 flash backwards because I think you're too low for that in this
Yeah.
situation. I think he just kills you by the time you can do that. Because like alt, yeah, I think you just die. But sometimes that's also an option. You can just Q2 flash backwards and then Q3 E forwards as well. That's also a good observation by you. All right. So yeah, this was again like the early game, right? The early game was a little bit can be more on point with the wards, can be more on point with the poking on the turret. But the major difference now, you wouldn't even be in a position where you could poke him on a turret if you didn't improve that fast on using your Qs and your Es properly, right? Because the early
Mhm.
trades you got were all because of that. So that's already
And there's
really
still
nice.
work to improve on with that too. So
Yeah, good, very
a lot
good.
of things to work towards,
Yes.
which is great. I just want goals to work on, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's very nice. Okay, now what's your mindset here behind this setup? This
Gragas, I don't. I find Gragas to be like absolutely useless with before he gets his tier, like levels one
mhm.
to four. He just sucks. So I just went Grasp,
Mhm.
because I figured I'd get some short trades in, and I went D Blade because I didn't think he was gonna hit me very often to justify needing to go
Mhm.
D Shield in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very annoying to me early on.
Yeah. So I think that against Gragas trades are going to be not very all-in-y, and they're going to be pretty annoying. Like he's going to EU, walk away, QU, and then maybe like the splash damage from his W when he's hitting creeps is going to hit you, stuff like that. So in this matchup, I would go D Shield just because you can attack his mana pool early game, and if you have enough regeneration, he cannot find enough damage on you with the finite mana he has.
Hmm. Yeah, he does get to a point like level 7, 8, 9 where he's just like so obnoxious.
Yeah,
just one-shotting waves and ulting me under his tower.
yeah, and we're gonna look at it because I'm so what I said earlier about something about your positioning in lane. I'm going to assume that this is a recurring thing, and it might come forward in this VOD as well, and we can talk about it. I hope it does. But okay, so again, you should not have bone plating. You should have second wind because he has a lot of poke. Okay,
And yeah, like you said, the W splash damage, the Q splash, etc.
and the E, yeah. Also, next time when you play against Gragas, especially in like higher ranks, the higher you climb, people are more conscious of what is it that they want. Now, this guy for some reason has a Q start setup, but most Gragas players they do E start, and they're going to fish for mana flow stacks. Excuse me, early game, and you want to respect that. Just like how against Mundo, you want to not get hit by its Qs early game. Against Gragas, you want to stand under your turret and just don't get hit by his E, because every time he hits you with a spell, he's gonna get 25 more max mana, and you don't want that, right?
Yeah.
So I
Makes
just
sense.
respect that a lot more here. Okay. Damn, another game where your jungler is just starting in enemy jungle. This is one of those games where I would have loved to see the 2-1 setup, because it's a winning matchup for you. You get priority, and yes, he's respecting your passive auto, but Gragas is one of the champs, and this game it was a bit weird because the minions had like a weird setup. I don't know what happened. This can happen like maybe one in 5 games where the minions are randomly attacking other targets than they're supposed to, but right now, if under normal circumstances, all 3 of your creeps would die at the exact same time, and Gragas can just walk up, Q your wave, walk away, gets all 3 creeps. You can prevent that from happening by doing the 2-1-0 setup, right? Because all these
Yeah, I
creeps will
haven't
die.
implemented that too much.
Okay. It's a bit
I
advanced,
don't
so
think
don't worry about it too
I
much.
fully understand it. I think that's probably why.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay, we can come back to that later too because it's a pretty difficult. It's like pretty detailed, so it's fine. We can just talk about more fundamental stuff, such as this. Okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, so here you're just last hitting. You know he wants this creep, so you're gonna have to Q him. Very nice. Okay, auto as well. Nice. Get that creep right there. Okay.
Too, but it's got awkward.
Okay, and then here's
It's hard to push 2 waves on Aatrox. Like it's really hard to get a 2-wave crash. It feels.
yeah, but
And then now I'm like, okay, this feels awkward because now I'm trying to just crash 3rd wave before he gets a permanent freeze here.
so the thing about Aatrox and the awkward crash, that's a term that's commonly used in the community, right? This is like a perfect example. This is an awkward crash, right? You crashed sort of your range creeps went into the tower as it crashed, but the enemy creeps were kind of too far, right? It's a bit awkward. When you play Aatrox, this is usually not really a problem, and like some champions are okay with having an awkward crash. Aatrox is one of them. The reason is, on Aatrox, you can often poke the enemies when they're going for last hits. You can use that. You can use the awkward crash to benefit yourself like this. And something you can do is, do you understand how mean aggro works? If you attack this guy, the means will aggro onto you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you position yourself in a way where you're in aggro range of these creeps, so let's say here, because of Aatrox's auto attack passive, where you get increased range, it's easier for you to auto attack the enemy champion, right? And since it's easier for you to do that, what you can do, you can auto this guy, and then you can walk back, and all these creeps will follow you, and you can drag them away from the turret.
Oh, okay.
That's what you should be doing here. So like right now, auto this guy, and then you walk away, and then these creeps will follow you, and then instead of them standing here, they would be standing maybe here, depending on how far you walk, how far back you walk.
Yeah, I guess I just never really considered how to get out of a situation like this outside of just push the wave as fast as you can. Who cares about the creeps? Just get it in.
Yeah, and that's the third thing. crashing wave 3, if it's under the enemy turret, is completely fine. And the reason is, as long as the wave 4 of the enemies does not stand still, and they just keep walking, wave 4 will meet dead even in the middle, which is good for you. Because when you're playing Aatrox, you don't always want to freeze. Like, you can just let the wave be dead in the middle, and then every time someone goes for a last hit, you can just poke them. And you can do like a slow push, right? You can do a slow push into hard push, into poke them on a turret again, and it's completely fine. But so when you get an awkward crash, that's kind of how you want to fix the situation by doing stuff like this. By autoing him, walking back, and then hard shoving wave 3, and then playing on wave 4, for example.
Gotcha.
Okay, now, this is a bad habit that you have. And I kind of hope you can kind of guess what I'm going to say here. I'm just going back a little bit. If I... Wait, let me just fast forward a little bit. So right now, what do you think is the problem?
I don't have a ward down at 220, and I'm looking to try to crash the third wave, and the jungler
Yeah.
could ruin my game right
Yeah.
now because he probably started top since my Udir's in his bot. There's only so many spots he can be.
Yeah. If you know that Hecarim has to start here or here this game, because you know that he's, let's be real, he's not here, and he's definitely not here, okay?
So I'm split map, basically.
Essentially,
Where's
yes.
Udyr going after this? Udyr's going to go to his bot side camp.
Yes, precisely. You should know, and if you didn't, now I'm going to tell you, the timer where the enemy jungler does 3 camps is the same as after you crash 2 waves. In other words, if you don't crash on wave 2 and you're stuck here with wave 3, you are playing on an enemy jungler's gank timer.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Now you know. So if you do not crash on wave 2, you have to ward before contesting wave 3. Now,
Is
how
that why
do
I
you...
like doing something like, not to cut you up, but doing something like like a Riven will push 2 and then proxy if the jungler starts that side because they know that they've already moved on to the other side because it's the same timer as the 3 camps?
Yes, that's something that Riven players do. Yes. Yeah, that's valid. But that's kind of the you can always use your own jungler as like a reference point, right? Most junglers these days have the same clear speed because most junglers that are meta are meta for a reason, and that's because their clear speed is good. Now here, so you should have kind of warded like right now after killing these range creeps. You should ward, and again, the way you ward, don't ward the bush. Against champions like Hecarim, Nunu, Viego, right? These champions who have just a billion movement speed, you have to ward very deep. Okay, against like a Xin Zhao or Trundle, it's fine to ward. Trundle's also very fast actually. Against like a Xin Zhao, not all of them, but most of them, yes. I don't know why, but against normal movement speed champions, you can just ward right outside of that bush. Against fast champions, you have to ward a bit deeper. You have to ward entrances. You kind of want to ward where the scuttle crab will normally stand, right? If it's killed, and that gives you a lot of time. Now I don't know why Hecarim is playing with Flash. I've never seen that, but hey, you know, Flash Hecarim, fuck it, dude. But yeah, so that's what I want you to fix. And now, how do you create? So the question is, how do you create that habit of warding? So anytime, so like wanting to play aggressively, wanting to trade, wanting to walk up, that's a desire in your brain. That's like an emotion, right?
Yeah.
How do you create a habit? Now, the best way to create a habit is to link one habit to another. And an analogy I always use is like, let's say that you want to make a habit of stretching every evening, right? You want to stretch for 10 minutes. If you already have an existing habit, for example, brushing your teeth, the best way to do it is by brushing your teeth and then right after stretching for 10 minutes, and then you don't forget about it, and you can kind of link those habits together until they're normal in your life, right? The same thing for your desire to play aggressively, to make any aggressive decision, to trade whatever it is. You should try and link this to just briefly looking at the minimap for even a second before doing that. Even a second, like that should be that can be like in your next 10 games. You should have this as a goal, because you need this to be kind of ingrained inside of your brain. Anytime, and it doesn't just count for laning phase either. It counts for any time in the game. If you want to play aggressively, if you're desiring to make a play or do something, you should go to your minimap and look at it for a couple seconds before you do so. And this allows you to process the information, right? You're processing information. You're gathering information rather. Sorry, you're gathering information.
Know whether or not it's legal to play aggressive or illegal. Basically.
Exactly.
I like to use simple terms, illegal versus legal.
Okay, yeah.
I think worked really well.
Are you allowed to play aggressively right now? Well, we'll go back to the knowledge thing. Yes, because there's no way the Hecarim is doing is done with his 3 camps yet, right? So, okay, here we can play aggressively. We look at the map. Okay, already you spot Udyr doing bot side camps. Oh, that's weird. He's in the enemy jungle. Okay, you can draw some conclusions from that. Alright, so here we want to play aggressively. First, look at the minimap. Okay, we don't see Hecarim anywhere. Ward. That's how you come to those conclusions. That's how you create those habits, right? So, first of all, just being conscious of it. Second of all, try to really spend time in game trying to really develop those habits and think about them and implement them. At some point they'll become second nature, and once something like this is second nature to you, it's a massive deal. Like, it's a game changer, because dying to ganks is so bad, and even exposing yourself to the possibility of dying to ganks is already a mistake, because it doesn't cost you anything to ward right now. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, because there's no reason to be walking this wave in, because I can look at my mini map right here, see where the wave is. There's not a shot that this crashes. This whole 3-4 seconds, this whole iteration is just a complete waste of time that's not doing anything actually productive towards speeding up the game or keeping me safe.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach it. I like that.
Because there was downtime there. Like, there's a world when, yeah, you want to walk your wave in because you want to get a crash. Sure. But this is that world. You can just look at the minimap and you could see that was a perfect time to get a ward and not miss a single minion's worth of XP.
Precisely.
And again, I think just a little bit more patience with the queues here, too. Like, I can just wait for this wave to settle in just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Wait for them all to target the creeps they want to target, and then I can look. Just a couple little details.
Yeah, I mean, what I really want to see is, again, I want to see you auto him, take all the mean aggro, walk back, and then kill the wave ASAP.
That would have been the best play.
Yeah, and then kill the wave ASAP, and then wave 4 will meet in the middle of the lane, and then you're in a really good spot. So yeah, so now you ward, but do you really need to ward? You see the enemy jungler on the map. Why do you need to ward?
Now I just ward for no reason.
Yeah, you don't have to ward. So this is what I was talking about, the wave 4 meeting dead in the middle. Why is this good? Because you have a lot of different timers where he's last hitting, and you can punish him on those timers.
This is the first cannon minion, correct?
Yeah, wave 4 is the 4 cannon wave, yes. For some reason, wave 4 is the first cannon wave, and then every wave after that, it's every 3 waves instead of 4. Riot just decides to do that, but you know. So yeah, here what I want you to do is stack your grasp, right? The best minion to stack your grasp on is the cannon minion, because the amount of HP you get from auto-attacking a creep is based on the percentage that they of the amount of max health that they have, rather. So if you can attack either Gragas or the cannon minion, you'll restore a lot of HP. That's like passive, a little detail. I liked how late you. Yeah, very nice. You E very late into your queue. Very good. And this is kind of why it's so nice to have a wave that's even, because look how many trade opportunities you get. Alright, and now this is very nice. Very good. Don't flash. See, same mistake. I like how fast you were with leveling up your queue in the middle of that trade even. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm very used to control queue.
That's very good. There is a world where you kill a mirror if you angle your second queue differently. If you queue this way or this way, the corners of your queue are a bit further away than the middle. And if you get good at that, this corner of the corner of your Q here could potentially put him low enough where you can flash auto with grasp him. And autos are like Bluetooth, right? They follow even if they flash away.
Mm.
So there's a world where you kill him here if you hit that corner Q. But I mean your grasp is down though. It's hard anyway, I guess. But you kind of see the point, right?
No, yeah, I get it. I've been trying to work on that more because that's something I wasn't using for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been definitely trying to work that more
Yeah.
into my combos. Like if I hit a Q1 WE, it's gotten a lot better. I'm starting to nonchalantly throw it at an angle
Yeah.
without thinking about it at this
Yeah.
point. So
Okay. As
something
long
I'm
as you're
working on.
working on it, yeah, it's fine. But this is also something you need to work on, right? Just being okay with the enemy flashing out. Just be okay with that. Just get flash advantage, and then on the next play they don't have flash and they're fucked.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that was just like a momentum thing, you know. Sometimes I just get excited because I know the level 4 timers here. I'm
yeah,
hitting them with everything.
yeah. But this is like the small wins mentality you need to adapt. Small
Yeah.
wins as in trading when they're going for last hits, and then when they just not flashing when you expect them to flash away.
Yeah, I feel like if I actually try to implement on holding my flash and getting my enemy's flash, it seems like I get myself to being in that opportunity quite often.
Yeah,
Um,
you do.
which is just a win I can take just to dodge ganks. It's a win I can take to set up a Q3 flash later.
Yeah,
So it's a window that opened the door.
yeah, 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 yeah. You said it perfectly, and that's how I feel too. All right, so now you have to punish this fraud for just fucking chucking his abilities on your way for no reason. Very nice. Okay.
That was a great E delay on that Q2.
Yeah, let's look at it again. But like I love how fast you've improved on this. Like honestly, you're not Eing forward on your first Q anymore. You just walk into Q1 range and you just use it and you don't use your E. You're very and then you very late into your yeah, it's so nice, man. It's so good to see. Look how good this
Yeah,
trade
that was a
is.
great trade.
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah,
And then
it's really fun for me to like because I've played this 100 plus games in preparation to do coaching because I was like I just want to see where my skill level's at. I haven't played a lot since early in the season. Um,
yeah.
but I would just played 100 games. I didn't have anything to work towards. I just played the games, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So now I get to play every game and I have something I can actually look to implement and work on. It's making it much more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like side quests when you go into the game, like little side
Yeah.
quests. Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, I like that you move here, and then right after the play is kind of over, you just instantly move back. Very nice, very nice. And then this guy, he's doing some illegal activities. This is one of those moments where, look at the wave state, right? It's kind of like on your side, pushing towards him a little bit. Why not just walk this way and cut off his escape? He has no flash, right? I mean, what's stopping you from doing that? Are you scared of
Yeah.
Hecarim with no ghost? What's he gonna do?
And Hecarim just used his flash to flash away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that micro, particularly like I don't want to get too into the nitty details, but I do love the details of like where I position my character in lane in preparation for last hitting. I don't think is optimal.
hmm
Um,
yeah,
just like small micro of just where I position my character a lot. I think I just kind of walk around just to walk around, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I wanted to address that, but I haven't seen it be that big of a problem. But once I see a good example of it, I will address it. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
And there's a whole system you can play around with. Like there's an entire system you can use, and we will probably get into it. But no, I haven't seen a perfect example of it yet. This is something different. This is what I would call walking your dog system, where so right now you have to imagine that you just imagine if you just walk next to him. Okay, you put a leash on this guy. You just put a leash on him like he's your little doggy. And then what happens if you just start auto attacking him? Well, he's probably gonna spaz out, use all his abilities, and then run away with phase rush, right? But as long as you are kind of near him, after his phase rush is gone and he has no E and no Q, you're still going to be at a somewhat good distance where you can now just Q and just kill him, right?
Just full combo. Yeah.
Yeah, and like his phase rush is not that strong early, so you want to start off by auto attacking. You don't want to start with your combo. You want to start
I
with
think something
autos.
I wanna think of too more. It's like a good way to think about it is what would be Gragas's worst case scenario right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I just walk up and I position just like you said and just start auto him, he's gonna freak out.
Yeah.
He's not gonna know what to do.
Yeah, he's gonna combo you, run away. But again, you can just walk after him, walk your dog, and once everything is down, that's where you can start. You're probably like try to visualize it, right? The EQWs you, walks away. Okay, you can probably still make it in time to like. You probably have to Q1E forward, but if you do that, you use your W, and then if you hit a diagonal Q2 where you kind of hit the edge, there's a world where you just straight up kill him. You know.
Mm.
But yeah, so you just a bit too defensive here in terms of positioning. This is very good though.
I dragged it that time.
Yeah, try not to drag waves down. Try to drag them up. It's a lot better because the way minions behave can be a bit weird. They can kind of stop attacking you, and it's a little bit awkward. If you drag the wave up, what you can do is you can like go into the bush, go outside of the bush, go into the bush, etc. You can kind of like, wiggle in and outside of the bush, and then you can kind of play with the minion aggro a little bit. And another thing you can do here is just walk at him. You know, just keep walking at him. Let these creeps keep
dragging
following
that
you. Even
more. Yeah, just
more.
drag it more.
Even more.
Yeah, the more to the middle, the better.
Yes, 100%. And if this wave met here, it would be a lot chiller because then what you can do, the same thing as I just talked about, is when the wave meets here, you don't want to trade on him right now because all of these creeps are going to be attacking you. But what you can do is you can sit in this bush, and you can kind of, if he walks anywhere beyond this line, you can just wrap around and do the same thing as I just told you. You can kind of just go behind him because where does he have to run to be safe? He has to run through you now to his turret.
And just start autoing him.
You can just start off with autos, right? And then once
sometimes it's that simple.
Yeah, it is, honestly. Okay, so here the problem is that you're like queuing the wave, right? And then again, you're tanking a lot of creeps. And this is a good example of what I wanted to talk about earlier, which is the concept of standing inside or outside of your wave. If I have a good example, I think I do, I will show you. I played Aatrox against Gragas a couple months ago. Let me try to find it. It should be this game.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if I can find a good example. So, most likely... Okay, so what does Gragas want? He wants to farm the creeps, right? In an ideal world, he both farms the creeps and also trades on me at the same time. I don't want that to happen. So if I'm standing inside of my wave, which is anywhere in this block, right? I'm giving him the value of not only hitting my creeps, but also me at the same time. And if I'm standing outside of my wave, he now has to make a tough decision. He has to either farm the creeps and then he can't poke me, or he pokes me but then he loses the creeps. But if he goes for a poke on me, I can just E out, right? Or I can trade back. But you see how there's a pretty big difference here? And another thing is if you're standing outside your wave, well, anytime they go off for a last hit with their autos, you're already at the angle that you're looking for, which is to be between him and his escape. If you're standing inside of your wave, if you right click at him, he right clicks away. But if you're anywhere on the side, you're already creating this angle. You see?
Yeah. No, I see exactly what you're talking about here. Because right now, in his Q being on the wave, like he doesn't have the ability to slow you, etc. You're kind of pinching him right here. It's almost perfect for your Q2 too. The way you walked in between the minions, like you're hitting the Q1 because we know he's going for this.
Yeah.
You can automatically throw the Q2 at an angle here, and it's always going to hit because he's trying to last hit that cannon wave, right? That cannon minion right there.
Yeah, and he can't both trade on me and get the last hits. You know, it's not possible. And and if you keep doing this, they'll fall behind 30 CS. They have to keep respecting you. You know. Also, like, don't mind me just using my E like a piggy on my first Q. I should not do that. And then I would hit this. But yeah, maybe I can find even further examples. Like here, you know. What does he want? He wants that creep right there. Look at your screen. He wants that creep. That melee creep right there. He wants it. I know that. So I stand away from it. Okay, now his Q's down. The next time he goes for a creep, his Q's down. Can he farm it? Probably not, right? He loses that creep right there, and I'm standing on the side of the wave. Again, he has to make a decision between trading onto me or getting creeps. Again, I'm standing. Where am I standing? I'm standing on the side of the wave. Okay, let's go back. Okay, well, that time I walked into the queue, whatever. Here, he wants to get these creeps. Okay, good luck getting them. I'm just walking around. Like, look at this. I'm just walking at an angle now. You know? And then here, please tell me I open up with autos. Yeah, I do. Well, kinda. Oh, that works too.
Yeah, he has nowhere to go.
Yeah. You can make this guy's life hell by just standing on the side. Now, this applies to a lot of champions. Like, Sion is another one, you know? Sion. Cho'Gath, right? Cho'Gath wants to farm from a distance. Sion wants to farm with his Qs. He has to make a decision between hitting the wave with his Q or you. You're making it super hard for him. You know,
Just a little bit better on the positioning.
Yeah, so if you combine these two things, where right now you would be going into the bush, and then after going to the bush, you're standing on the side of the wave, right? You're fucking with this guy so hard. So if you work back, see how you're standing inside of your wave? You could just be going like this, standing here, and then, or after this wave settles, you can kind of thin the wave a little bit, and then stand here or here, you know?
Plus, so that kind of all ties back into the in our first review. We had the first Yone game where I gave him the W into the Q timer because I was standing on the wave. So we gave him the level up at the same exact time as the trade.
Yeah,
because I wasn't standing on the side of the wave. So those all kind of correlate with one another.
Exactly.
Similar concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Also, if you remember the Aatrox Gwen vault we talked about too, where the person who gets prio in that lane is the person who has the advantage because of level up timers and stuff like that. If you remember what I talked about, you want to queue the Gwen while also queuing your entire wave, so that you're winning the priority. And what she wants is she wants to stand on the side of the wave so that you are not queuing through the entire wave. Right? Same concept. But you end up killing him here, very nice. You push the wave, you base, very good. Now, I am not a big fan of your build because my philosophy is, I think we talked about this earlier, if you're winning, you build more defensive. If you're losing, you go more aggressive. Right now, Gragas still, if he outplays you, has a chance to win this lane. But if you let's say right now build like refillable plus not merc threats, the 400 gold MR item, I forgot the name.
No magic.
Yeah, if you buy refillable plus no magic, at least you have some defense, and then it's really hard for him to outplay you, right?
Yeah, I think I was just kind of experimenting a little bit here.
Yeah, it seems like you're building like Hubris, or... Oh.
Yeah, I think I was going Hubris this time.
Okay.
What happens here?
Okay, so this ties back to what we talked about earlier, right? You want to play aggressively. First you look at the minimap. Okay, I don't see the enemy jungler. Am I allowed to play aggressively here? Well, since I don't see the enemy jungler, no, I'm not. I'm just straight up not. Because if there's a possibility that he's here, I need to respect that. Just because it's possible, you need to respect it.
Yeah, you need to be thinking of it.
Exactly.
So he all ends on me. Waste W. Okay,
and now we're playing it. Very nice. Very good.
Luckily, our Udyr saves it.
Yes, sir. Okay, but the intent here is still wrong. And what I will say is, let's say that here you kind of let's say here that you think about the Hecarim, right, the gank, and you're like, if I get ganked right now and my Udyr is close, I can take a 2v2 or something. Then the intent to fight is okay with that's. I'm fine with that, you know. But it's all about your intention. It's not about the outcome.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of more like, is this guy just walking into me right now? I'm just going to hit him in the head.
Yeah. Without really considering the enemy jungler's possibility of being there in the first place, right? Just kind of fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, and then from this point on, I mean, I don't know what's going on.
I think Gragas is just too behind at this point.
Yeah.
Not just perma-die to me.
Yep.
And that demolish proc goes so hard. I love demolish. It's
Yeah.
such a fun rune. It's such a game breaking rune though. I really don't feel like it should be in the game.
It's fucking broken.
Yeah, it just changes the whole way you have to play the game if a champion runs demolish. It's such a game breaking rune.
Yeah. Alright, next VOD. Aatrox Camille. Okay, so I think D-Blade is best in this matchup because trades are very all-in-y. Even though she has her W, it's only her W that's really poke stuff. Okay.
A little bit of an angle there.
Yeah, a little bit, but not. I was gonna say it could be a bit
Not
better,
enough.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Me, I would have tried to last hit the kill there, but I respect it.
Yeah.
I think you have a good habit of popping your pot early in fights now, but it's too good. Like here, you
Yeah,
don't want to
that was I didn't need the pot there.
It's almost like a too good of a habit now. But, yeah, try to find a balance in that, I guess, you know. But okay, here you're late on the wave, but Camille should get prio in this matchup anyway. It's to be expected. So. Okay.
Take her bone plate.
Okay.
I don't auto her there because I know she has passive, but I try to sneak one in there to get her passive down for my next rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. Here definitely like okay, so the first couple trades you played really well. And definitely here, after trading here with Grasp, which you do here. Like right now, you do this, maybe you're not conscious of it, but it kind of ties back to what we talked about earlier. When you attack someone, the means aggro onto you, you're using that to change their position. So right now these caster creeps on the enemy team, you're making them come closer to your side, and you can use that to your advantage. Here, because they're close to your side now, you can start. Look how far away you are from Camille. Like, why are you so scared? You can walk up and hit these creeps and keep your grasp stacked and contest priority. You're in a really good spot to do that. But since you're walking back so far, like you could have auto this creep again, like maybe once or twice now, and you can also contest Camille on these creeps here because this creep would already be dead, you know. So you can be a lot more. You could be a lot more playing a lot more on the wave. Is kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think I might lose that farm too because of how I walked away here.
Yeah.
See, I auto this, and then I mean I know it's minute, but all those are adding up to me not being at the CS I should be when I'm winning my lanes.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair to say. And then here, like I think the way you're using your Q is just conceptually wrong. Why not just wait for her to be last hitting these creeps and then using it? You know, again, if someone's not last hitting creeps, what are they doing? They're focusing on dodging. And why would you play into that? If someone's already focusing on dodging, why try to hit your skill shots? Why not wait for them to stop focusing on dodging and focus on last hitting? And that's just a kind of concept that you need to really put that in your brain, you know, just really stomp that shit.
Gotcha.
Just make them make bad decisions. Either you lose the creep or you lose health. Which one do you want? And now because your Q's down, you can pressure on these creeps here, and that kind of snowballs a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right now she has full prio to crash this wave.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be an awkward one for her though.
Yeah, it's very good that you hold the wave a little bit there. Very nice. Use your E a little bit too fast on this one. Alright, you can just hold it a little bit longer.
She was gonna walk into that, yeah.
Yeah. Still work in progress, but so far you've been doing it really well, so I'm happy. Okay. Here you have to respect your E. Please do so. Okay, very nice. Yeah. This is what we talked about in the first session, right? Where you're trying to preserve your health a little bit. You want to preserve your HP for when the bounce happens, because now it's easier for you to contest the freeze because of how HP you are.
We create a pretty good wave state too by just slowly last hitting those ones.
Yes, very nice. Very good. The only problem is that you have 8 CS after 3 waves.
Mm.
Well, you could have been 18, right? So you missed 10 creeps, right?
Missed more than half.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, see, that's like the little things I really want to. I'll try to improve on it, and then we can get into it further. But those are little things that I really need to have ironed out.
yeah. It's just a balance, man. Like it's so hard to find a balance between trading a lot and then also last hitting properly. It's just constantly you just like high APM. Um, let's look at this. Okay, so you keep your grasp up by doing these autos, which is very good. And here, you almost do it properly. You almost do it. You should be a little bit closer to the creep when you queue, but you had the right intention. But look, you kind of click away instead of clicking forward, and then I think you realize here a little bit too late that she's going for the last hit. You could have been anticipating a little bit more. Check your own creeps HP bars, really important, because those are the trade timers, right? And then here you kind of miss this trade timer. You don't need to be queuing that cannon creep. You can just QE forward on Camille if she gives you the opportunity, right? So yeah, here you get a bone plating. I like that you trade autos here, very good. And this is the moment where, do you ward, yes or no?
I
Okay,
almost
little
didn't,
bit too
and I
late, little
remembered.
bit too late though. Very dangerous stuff. But at least you do so, right? But
Yeah.
anytime the wave is going past this point, tie that to playing aggressively because of far away from turret. Just ward first and then go up.
Yeah, it's just like once that wave's cleared, it's basically end of that turn. Is how I think I should conceptualize it. Now go ward.
Yeah, yeah. Like here, now it's time to ward. If you remember the Aatrox Urgot what we watched with the Rengar walking into your lane, yeah.
Yep.
Don't want that to happen. Good wards, and then here you can just play to crash this wave. You can play aggressively. Again, you either Q when she's last hitting, or you walk into Q1 range. If she respects it, you don't Q. If she doesn't respect it, you can Q. But
There's more because once you press Q, your threat is all gone from your positioning, basically.
yeah, it's a double bad. It's bad because you're not hitting them, but it's also bad because now your Q is down and you can't do it further. Later on, I mean. So yeah, it's like bad on top of bad. Okay, so I agree with recalling here, and I also agree with teleporting here. That's very good. This stage of this matchup, now you start winning until Triforce. You're very strong. Hey! Queuing when she last hits. Let's go. Don't E forward. Yes, sir. Let's go. Now you can Q forward. Okay, and now you go into the bush. Okay, this is something you should be doing. After doing this, right, all the minions are aggroed onto you. Just walk into the bush. Yeah, you drop all the aggro.
My auto off because she doesn't have a ward in there too. So if she tries to walk into it for some odd reason, I can still passive auto her.
Yeah, this is fine too, but you can right now just walk into the bush. These creeps will stop. Yeah, it's just really good. And then a lot of people will just waste their ward into the bush, and now they don't have a ward for lane, and they can just get ganked. You can play around it. All right, so here I want you to be hitting these creeps again. Like you have this tendency of if they give you space, use it. She's giving you space again. Use it. Hit the creeps. Stack your grasp. Thin the wave. Right? You're thinning the wave by hitting these creeps.
I just need to auto more.
Yeah, just auto. Why not? Look how much space she's giving you. Like
I'm just letting those minions kind of die too for no reason.
Yeah, and you're letting your grasp run out, and here, attack this creep right here. Okay, this is good. Again, if she's giving you your Qs for free, then you can do it. Otherwise, you wait for her to last it. Here, you walk up. Okay, she doesn't run away. Okay, fine. Then you can Q. This is fine. Also, I like that you walk away. Use your E very late into your Q. Okay. Alright, good auto. Very nice. You don't have to worry too much about freezing. Freezing is clearly good, but it's not 100% necessary. Okay.
Fast on that one.
Yeah,
just slow down right here after this Q1 lands in the W. Just slow it down for about half a second, and I can line up that Q2, I think.
Yeah, but you also don't have to Q her anyway now, because, again, you can just open up with autos. You can just walk up and alter her, and if she runs away, you can
do that.
Yeah, but I mean, this is something you have to just get used to. You can do that if you want. You can just walk up and auto attack her, and then after she uses her E or something, or you can try to interrupt with Q, or if she trades back, you can start queuing. But you're not in a rush right now to do anything. If she tries to crash this wave, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna kill her, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill her, or I'm just gonna freeze it right outside of my
Yeah,
tower.
it's a win-win. And then after she walks out of your W, you don't have to Q3, right? Okay, very nice. This is good. This is where you should be popping your pots. Yeah, very good. Staying high HP on the wave is very nice, remember. Okay. See, this is a good example of like she's not allowing you to hit your Q, so you don't have to do it, right? You can just keep autoing this
So
wave.
yeah, don't have to throw it there.
Yeah, you can just keep autoing the wave. And now again, because your Q is down, now she gets so much space, right? She can just kind of, and you're also standing inside of your wave. Remember, don't stand inside of your wave because she gets the value of last hitting and trading at the same time.
With this W right here.
Yeah, so you want to stand away from the wave. Okay. All right. Now,
I think she just gave me a free crash here.
well, there's a slight problem with you slow pushing this. The problem is that you give her free recall because she doesn't lose infinite. But maybe actually wait, let me go back because this should have been such. Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's fine that you trade inside of your wave, but you have to realize that when you trade like this, you're kind of making the wave push back into her because you're hitting all her creeps at the same time as her, and that's kind of killing your freeze because now your minis are winning, right? It's pushing towards her, which in most cases, as long as the trade is good enough, it's okay because then, even if it doesn't freeze anymore, you're kind of putting her in a bad position. But this here, where you kind of like so this after this, like wait 1 sec. So it's still freezing for you, right? But after this Q misses, now this is kind of the reason why it feels so awkward, I guess. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to problem solve at the same time as
No problem.
Yeah, so either you hard push this or you slow push this. In my opinion, hard pushing this is just a little bit better because by hard pushing this, you're forcing her to stay, and you don't want her to recall because then she gets her HP back, right? And she won't lose that much because of your slow push. She will lose a little bit, but not that much, right? But if you hard shove this wave, she has to stay, and if she stays, what you can do then, you have to kind of visualize this a little bit. So let's say you hard shove this wave, right? You want to play aggressively, look at minimap, where's jungler? You can't do it. Okay, that's fine. After shoving this wave, she stays, you go into the bush, right? And then what you do is you count to 8 seconds. Why do you count to 8? Because that's
how long recall takes.
Exactly. Now, either she stays, tries to hard shove the wave, and then you just kill her, right? Or she recalls, you count to 8, and then you just hard shove the wave, and then she loses about 70% of that wave. But by you slow pushing this, she just gets to recall for free, doesn't lose that much, right? And now it's not as good as it could be.
It's not as big a lead as it could be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not losing the lane, but I could be winning it quite a lot harder.
Yes, by just hard shoving here, you know.
All the little details, you know, like it's all pretty good, but
it's not perfect.
There's so many there's so many little details that can be improved on to
Yeah.
really win the lane, not
Yeah.
just get a little bit of an advantage.
Just fuck this guy up, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Just shit on him.
Yeah. This is another good example of like you're walking past this line and you're playing somewhat aggressively by doing that. So you can just ward before doing this, you know?
Right, because if I walk back to lane, no TP, and jungle's right here, right now, Camilla Could be
There's a
game losing.
there's a world, even if you don't die, as long as you're low enough, your jungler's away from you, they can still dive you afterwards.
But that's like game losing play that could happen, even though the early game went okay.
Potentially, yes. And now you ward, which is again, it's the intention is there, but it's just not perfect execution on it. It's too late. Okay, here I don't mind you respecting her at this point because you don't see Gragas, but now you see him, and now I want to see you play aggressively, which you do. But you see kind of how like my eyes right now, they're all focused on the minimap more so than on what's happening in lane. And I'm just really anticipating seeing the enemy jungler anywhere on the map for even a fraction of a second, and before you just play aggressively.
You could also probably match his on the side of the wave a little bit more here. Just in this frame right here, I could be more on the side of my wave instead of giving him another W onto me and the minions.
I think in this case it's okay because if you stand here, you're kind of it's kind of hard because she just kind of ease onto you. I mean, again, it's more about seeing the Gragas. Like right now you don't see the Gragas, but normally speaking, yes, you could be standing here or here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to focus too much on it. It's definitely something I'm gonna work on in my
Yeah.
games, but it's better to have the fundamental of trading on timers of knowing where the jungler is or not knowing.
Yeah.
That's a more better fundamental.
Yeah, sure,
Here
but
she
they're both
is,
good.
and
Okay, so this is one of those things where, right now, are you stronger than her? Yes. Why? Because you're playing Aatrox, you have your ult up, you have Tunneler. She just used her only mobility spell to get in, to get out, to get in. She can't get out anymore. So what can you do here? Well, look how far she is away from her turret. Pop ult and just start fucking auto attacking her to death. Like it's that simple. What is she gonna do? She's gonna walk away. Okay, she's gonna walk
but
away.
she'll panic and try to use her ult to dodge my third Q, but she's still stuck in there.
Yeah. The main point is you just alter her, alter her, alter her, alter her. By the time she's here, your Q's up, and then you just start queuing her. Right? That's kind of how I want you to play this. So look how scared you are, but like Camille deals no damage. This champ is so useless. Like look how little damage she does. Like what? She's tickling you, bro. So yeah. And now you give her the crash for free, and then the problem here is like, okay, there's a plant in river, so the only way this trade works for her is if she gets the crash, gets the plant, heals back up, comes back to lane with full HP, and now it's like, not that bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, alright, I mean, queuing forward is just not it right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can just, yeah.
I can just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, and then here, I mean, again, I would just, like, even, like, her Q is down, I'm pretty sure, yeah, her E is down. It's like, even here, I would just pop my ult, I would just pop
Just
it.
run her down.
Just run her down, and even if you don't kill her, if she's so low, now, you can just push the wave, she has to stay to catch it, and then the wave will push back to you, she's still low HP, and then you can just do the thing where you just punish her on every last hit. Or
She's
poke
still
her on.
losing. It's still a losing scenario for her
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah, just putting her low is already very good, even if you don't kill her. Okay, I like that attempt, very nice. Okay, end up killing her.
What happens here? So do I finally just press R? I get annoyed.
Yeah, but again, like she ease onto you, your mindset again should be to just R and auto attack her to death. Like let's say your Q was not an ability right now. Like let's say it has a minute cooldown, your Q. You would win this, unironically, by just auto attacking her. I'm not kidding. Your R is
Yeah, I just never think of Aatrox's damage just in terms of autos. I just only conceptualize it in my Qs, I guess.
yeah, but your auto attacks will 100% just fucking kill her. By the way, you don't even need your Q to
Like,
kill
'cause
her.
I get an AD stat and I hit
Yes.
hard.
And your movement speed keeps you sticking to her. Like there is a very little separation between each auto attacks because of your movement speed. And you can like the auto E auto, and then you get maybe two passive autos in one fight, and you can W slow her, right? And she's so far away from her turret, and she has no E, she's just dead.
Yeah, she just did something illegal 3 times.
Yeah, she's a criminal. And you are the police. Okay, and then demolish proc. I mean, juicy, right? Oh my lord.
Yeah,
Fucking
I
juicy.
wonder, do I overstay for this wave?
Let's see
No,
it.
looks like I'm
Well, you
fine.
have decent vision. Nah, it's fine. As long as you're aware of her TP timer, then it's okay.
Yeah, I have it marked. It looks like.
Yes. Okay. So come back to a wave that's pushing towards you. Alright. You see the enemy jungler. Okay. What do you think I'm gonna say
You guys
here?
need to just hold that Q. There's no reason to throw it until she goes for a minion, because she's either dodging or farming. One of the two.
Yeah. Just alter her. Walk up and alter her. And then, I mean, of course you don't want to get Q2'd, but Q1 is fine by her. You can just alter her and then stand on the side of the wave. And then anytime she goes up for her last hit with her auto attack, you're standing already at an angle, right? If she tries to walk away, you can go like this. But since you're standing here, if you walk up to trade onto her, she just walks straight back.
Hmm. Yeah, when I
this-
could be more at an angle.
Yes, you're creating those angles.
Yeah, I have a habit of I just basically only stand in my wave, it seems, for the most part.
Mm-hmm. It's also funny because I don't see many people talking about this concept, but it's like one of the fundamental things, in my opinion, of laning phase.
Again, it's one of those things that I never really thought of until you say it to me, and then I think about it and I go, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But yeah, nobody talks about it.
Yeah. Um. Same thing here, man. Same thing. Just stand on the side of your wave. Let the creeps become low HP. When she goes for the last hits, you Q her. And since you have this angle already where you're standing here, you Q her, you Q her, you Q her. It's just so free, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, trading ults is not bad in this matchup, so that was fine in my opinion.
I'm looking for too much under that tower there, though. There's like no reason.
Yeah, but you see Gragas on the map. Hopefully you're conscious of that. This is one of those moments where it's good to kind of just you kind of want to stand here, grab the creeps, go into the bush a little bit to
Let it push towards me.
to make sure of that it's pushing towards you. It's not always 100% certain. Yeah, here again, I mean, just deleting her wave is not the way to progress unless you want to dive. But I don't think she's low enough to be dove. So the best thing to do is here just stand here or here. Every time she goes up for a last hit, you Q her. Same concept. You're doing kind of a slow push into hard push unless she gives you like a super good trade. If she gives you a super good trade, you take it, even if it means that you're hitting her wave a little bit. You know what I mean?
I don't know if maybe I shove this to reset. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't think
you
so.
don't
I
have
don't
that
think I
much
have
gold.
gold.
You have
Yeah,
enough
I don't
HP
think
to
I have enough
stay.
gold.
It's fine. But yeah, and right now choosing whether you stand on this side or this side on the wave, I would say this side's a bit better because it's not close to this wall. It's easier for her to eat onto this, you know.
Yeah.
If
And
you
she's
will,
kind of further away from her tower on the other wall.
yeah.
I would
If
say.
you want to get really nitpicky, if she's standing on this side, that means Talon has an easier time ganking. You know.
True.
So if you stand here, then she's automatically going to kind of mirror you, you know.
Mm.
But yeah. It's not good to just hard shove this wave for sure because now what she can do is stand here, collect the entire wave, and you didn't progress a single bit.
Mm.
But if you slow
I
push,
neutralized myself.
yeah. But if you slow push, she is forced to go up to all these last hits with you in her face. You know.
And I'm level 9 Aatrox with full Q.
Yeah, yeah. And her ult's down,
Just-
and it's fucked for her basically.
You could argue this is my strongest point in the matchup too, because she
Yes.
doesn't have Triforce. I'm level 9.
Yes.
Like this is where I should really be looking to accelerate my lead.
Yeah, and you do that by just slow pushing into hard pushing, standing outside the wave. Those two things. And you
Okay.
see now, like you didn't really do anything, and then here, The wave's coming back. Yeah, you just seem a little bit impatient. You know, you're really trying your hardest to like you're forcing trades a lot. But League is all about just denying CS and getting a lead that way. And if the enemies fuck up in the process of achieving that, you punish it. But she's not really fucking up. You're really forcing it very hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of brute forcing trying to trade with her instead of looking and recognizing the trade timers that are actually exist in the matchup.
Yes, well said. And now you reset, get your item, you TP back. I don't hate this at all. I think it's good. Okay, this was fine. Now you want to delete the wave. Yes, very nice. Same thing here. Wave is pushing towards you. Don't hard shot this wave. You're letting her. You're letting her get away with just collecting the wave on her tower. Why would you do that? You know.
No, yeah, 100%.
I mean, I was gonna show an example of like the same game I showed earlier with the Aatrox Gragas matchup, but I think you get it. Yeah. Let's see this all in here. Okay, flashing to reset your auto. I like it.
I panicked a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the thing for me is like missing your first Q is the most important because usually when you hit your first Q, you guarantee to hit your W, and then it's easier to hit the rest of your stuff as well. But
because like the only reason I even get this is because she trades into me, so like the intent of it really wasn't correct either.
Yeah, I would say just take a step back, wait, and then get your Q1 again, and then you're playing into her E range a little bit as well. Yeah, and then for like
I think a big theme I'm seeing is just a little bit more patience and just playing towards timers that are actually in the game. It's a big theme I'm seeing here.
Yeah, you kind of want the cake. You want the what's the saying in English? You want the cherry on top, or you want the
you want your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want the cake and eat it too. But why not just take the cake, man? And then here, just specifically to Aatrox Camille, this is something you just have to play around. Is you don't Q3, you just auto E auto, and then if she seems to be getting away, that's when you Q3 because she has to go back into you to dodge it. But right now, if we play this back, after this Q2, you could just like auto E forward, auto again, and then auto again, right?
Yeah, and she has to make a decision: die now or die later.
Yes, and if she ults you, then you can Q her after she ults.
Yeah, because I gave her a small window to actually outplay me there.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I think you ended up
like if I didn't have like scaling HP in this matchup or got one less grass proc, this was a full neutralizer play when she was behind, didn't have Triforce, and I had item. Like there's a world in which, say I don't have one less grass proc and I die. Like all that early work is neutralized.
It's neutralized indeed. And the difference between killing her and not is a full tower. You know, it's like the gold swing is crazy. Like there's probably like a 700 gold swing now after kill her. All right. Aatrox against Jax and Aatrox against Darius. Now, how long have we been going at it? Okay, 1.5 hours. I don't mind going overtime at all. I just want to kind of like, I mean, I want to improve you as a player, of course. So we'll look at, I think we'll just look at the Jax one, or you can choose which one you want to look at last.
We can look at, let's look at the Jax one, I guess. I find Jax to be a pretty easy matchup. I find Darius to be pretty easy as well, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. People struggle with that matchup, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really fun to play around bone plating, his E length, my spacing. It's like really fun matchup to play.
Yeah, yeah,
Jax, I feel like just can't do anything into me.
yeah, yeah. So I like that you went Conk. The first time I actually like Conqueror because getting grasp on Jax is not easy, right? Is he?
Right. Yeah,
Um,
because of his E.
yeah. So Conk is definitely good. I would also argue Electrocute can be good. The only problem is the domination tree is a bit shit, except for Electrocute, and
Yeah.
on Aatrox the precision and resolve tree are just really nice. I really
It's just
like
so
how much you do. Yeah, go ahead.
I just really like having Triumph. Like Triumph just feels so good to have.
hmm I don't really agree. I mean, in my games, I don't get that many kills, but yeah. I mean, I like Alacrity. If I had to choose between Triumph and Alacrity, I would take Alacrity. But I see your point, and I was gonna say I like how much you're respecting here. Really good to see that you're just letting him play his turn. You know, let him crash the wave, and then when the wave crashes and pushes back to him, that's when you can play. You know, very good. And then here,
I think that was a slight mistake too, because like queuing for that minion, it could have just autoed that because at least farming under turret as Aatrox, if you just get your Q1, not the tip of it, just on the back of the casters,
yeah,
the turret can hit it once and then you can auto it once. So it's
hmm
like the easy way to set up your last hits.
yeah,
I think I have a bad habit of doing that
okay,
sometimes
I see. Yeah,
because
but
now I won't have it to make these last hits easier on
mm,
all of these. And now I start to lose them. Like I have
okay,
to E auto there because I don't have the damage.
yeah. I mean, that's very observant of you. I like that. I didn't even see that. But yeah, you can think about that too. Here, what we talked about earlier, just ward the bush because when the wave pushes back to him, it's really nice to have that ward because he can't. Remember what we talked about just now about doing the trade and walking to the bush to drop the aggro. He can't do that now because of the ward. You
Plus,
place
we
it
talked about in our last session to see if he's going to get a recall,
Yeah,
or really just to see how he's going to play his turn,
yeah,
essentially, right?
yeah, exactly. And it doesn't cost you anything to place that ward because you have your other ward coming up for lane once he's freezing. Your second ward as well. All right, so here you CS these creeps on. You're trying to CS them on late frames, which is good. And then the wave is in a really good spot now. And now all you have to do is just punish him with the Qs when he goes for last hits, which you very perfectly did here. And then you very late E, very good. So far, very nice. Okay, you choose your W. You have to.
Just because if he cues into me, I just like having W on him.
Yeah, yeah. I was also thinking about maybe putting 2 points in Q, but it's nice to have your W in this matchup for sure. Okay, also like hitting these creeps on late frames as well. Very, very nice to see. Good detail, right? Because then the wave
Here, I
is
think I'm
closer to
trying to
you.
push for level 4 here.
Yeah, but not too fast. If he's not matching your push, you don't have to force it too hard. Because pushing this wave too hard makes the next wave maybe awkward crash a little bit.
Mm.
So if he's not contesting you, you can just last it. It's fine.
So many fun things to have to juggle and balance, man. Top lane just the best role.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a whole puzzle, right?
Yeah, it's like
I,
chess. It's
yeah.
great.
I don't even know how I became so knowledgeable. Like I honestly, I don't think I'm that smart, but I just have like 33,000 hours in this game. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a passion. I'm passionate about this game too, man. That's why I want to play it and get better.
Yeah, yeah. It's great. It's honestly the greatest game in the world.
It's all I've played mostly for like a decade.
Yeah. Did
And
you see
even
that?
now, I'm learning so many things, because this is the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
time I've ever actually done coaching. I've
Okay.
I've watched YouTube content and things like this before, but I've never done coaching.
Not
So it's just
personal one-on-one.
no, never.
Okay, okay. Well, you're a good student, so I'm glad to have you.
So this was the good ward timer here.
It was a
You
good
did it right
ward
this time.
timer, yes, but the
Could have
ward
been deeper
itself,
though.
yes, yes. You want to ward here, just like a little bit outside the bush. It's okay.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, and then okay, just play the harsh of this wave. That's very good. What I will say is like, are you sure that do you want to base after crashing this wave? I would argue no, because you
I
don't
was
have.
just wondering what I'm gonna do after this, because I was just thinking that in my own head. I was like, what's my intent after I push this wave? I wonder what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
Very curious.
yeah. My answer would be not necessary to base yet because you're full HP and you don't have that much gold. You have decent gold, but not that much. So right now, it is a mistake to use your Q on this wave because then your Q is down for when you want to
Pokemon
use
the
it.
tower?
Yeah, Pokemon the tower, exactly. So now you see that your Q is down and you can't contest this cannon creep, right? There's also a world where, I mean, if you take Demolish this game with bone plating, you can just walk up. Since you're full HP, you can just ignore his damage, take a Demolish proc, and walk back.
And
Man,
I see his jungle bot. I just saw his jungler bot. Boom, right there.
yeah, exactly.
I could even proxy this wave right now. That's another option. I see his jungle bot. I could have walked right past him and proxied that next wave and got a free reset off.
Um, the problem with proxying is that you can't set up a freeze anymore because when you come back, the wave will be even. So if you want to freeze, you shouldn't proxy. If you don't want to freeze, proxying is fine. In my opinion, you can look for a freeze in this matchup. Yeah, I've experienced the matchup, and there's a world where you get it. Yeah, but the fact that you see the proxy angle itself is already a good sign as well, I suppose. But yeah, you don't have to proxy.
Let's see, what do? I take a reset and
Then
I
you
just
TP
buy and go back.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, this is a mistake. Like not Pokemon a turret first.
Mm.
Your item purchase as well. I would rather have cloth armor, longsword than boots longsword. Cloth armor is a
Okay.
better combat stat. It's just armor is just better
Especially early.
movement speed. Yeah.
The earlier the better.
Yeah, they have 280 topside. It's very good. So get cloth armor.
So I did a deep ward after I TP'd, and then I looked to play aggressive.
Yeah, but you're playing aggressively wrong. You should.
I'm not on the minion timers. I'm
Yeah.
not on the last hit timers, right? I'm just
Yes.
throwing my Q because I just want to throw it.
Yeah, exactly. He's not stuck in any animations. And now the real problem is that your Q is down now, and that he can do stuff
Oh.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
And now your W's and Q's are like desynchronized. And your conk stacks are running out here. Again, not using Q. You see, like you're playing too fast. Just play more slow. Play more controlled. Play more patient, and you will yield great results from that.
So
A little bit too fast.
Reset. Yeah, he hasn't reset yet.
Yeah, so there is a world where you just stop him from crashing this and get a freeze and deny him a lot. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the problem here is that you E forward, even though you shouldn't, right?
Yeah, he has all cooldowns.
Yeah.
I should know he has all cooldowns.
Yeah.
And that looks like he gets a free. Well, I'm lucky my jungle comes because he was gonna get a free reset, and I don't have TP. Let's see how's this play out.
Okay. I mean, this is the third time, so I have to address it. But again, like, you have to expect.
Flash.
Yeah, you have to expect that they flash. You have to just predict it.
Every game, I think I've traded my flash for no reason.
Yeah. Okay, and then here the wave pushes back into you now. You bought Ruby Crystal. Okay. Not too bad though. It's fine. So this is a good example of like actually trading on a timer where you should. And now his Q's down. I would love to see QE forward since his Q's down, But I'll give you a pass on that. But yeah, good intention.
Follow that up.
Intention was really good there. Still pushing this wave, and then this wave you can hard push, but again you don't have to. Like whenever the wave is like here and you want to crash it, if you want to find a reset, yes, you should hard shove the wave. If you don't want to reset, which in this case you shouldn't want to because
Did I
you're full
just
HP.
reset?
Yeah. Well then don't use your Qs because if you have your Qs, well okay, I mean in this case maybe I'm retarded or something.
No, I get the idea though.
Yeah.
Now it's level 7, so my Q cooldown's a little lower.
Yeah, but in general, yeah, it's fine. As long as you like understand what I'm trying to say,
J4 could be here. This seems. I don't know. Did I just see him? Why am I doing this?
Well, the problem for me with doing this, okay, of course you don't see the jungler, so I mean, like if Jax tries to kill you with J4, he's gonna lose all that farm, and there's a pretty realistic chance that you live if they try to kill you because your ult gives you a lot of move speed. So the problem with the proxy is not that you're exposing yourself to danger. The problem with the proxy is that you are, instead of poking him under turret, you're proxying.
It looks like I just dragged it and I changed my mind halfway through.
Yeah, but
What was
just
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't hit
look
it.
how many minions you could have poked him on,
Yeah,
and then after you poke
that's a
him,
huge wave too.
yeah, and after you poke him, the wave is still pushing towards you. You know what I mean? So let's say he's really low now, and the wave is pushing to you. How can he play the game? He can't.
He has to take another reset, and he doesn't have teleport, and he's lane locked.
He's fucked. Good
Yeah.
Q, very good. I like this Q a lot because you're using it on the
I like was
sales timer.
hovering. I was hovering my own minion, so you could tell I was like actively thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm hovering my own.
Yeah, your position is very. It's clear that you're intentionally doing that. And then the other thing I like about this Q is that you're not hitting his entire wave during this Q, which makes it so that the wave is still pushing towards you. It's very nice. And here your Q is out. Man, like again, back to the Camille thing. His only way to get out, he just used that to go in. Pop ult. Pop your R.
Just instant pop out.
Just pop R right now. And like right now, pop R, walk at him, and don't use your E to get in your Q range. Use your ult's movement speed. Yes,
Yeah.
and then get an extended trade on him. And you kind of just have to trust yourself and your mechanical abilities to hit every single Q. If you miss every Q, that's a you problem. But the intention behind it, even if you miss the Qs, is really good.
Yeah, I thought I was good at seeing these kill windows until we really get into the nitty gritty of the details.
Yeah.
You know, like I thought I was like, I helped my silver friends play, and I'm like, yeah, Alistar just used his combo. You can go ahead and hit him, but like, there's just that whole other gear once you
Yeah.
really get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the problem for him is that after that trade, the wave is still freezing.
Yeah. So even if I all say we trade alts, he runs away and I take half his HP, and I'm still gonna be pretty full health because I'm gonna heal more when I
Yeah.
hit alt and I hit some damage on him, and he's still frozen on with no teleport.
And you get your Qs back because it takes a little bit for the waves to meet again. And by the time you can contest the freeze, you have your Qs and you can just play it, right? So yeah, that would be really good. So what I like a lot about this trade is that what I like about this Qs is you're thinning the wave. I love that about these Qs. You're like trying to trade and thin the wave at the same time. And then here, like again, like he uses Q on the wave. You should look for that angle where you walk like this, but you're walking this way instead. But you can stand on the side of your wave here. You're creating that angle automatically.
Kha'Zix is coming too.
Yeah. Okay, he's 100% dead here. So this is one of the things where, remember what I said about walking your dog?
Mm-hmm.
You can just
If I had a better angle here too.
you don't have to Q him, you don't have to auto him. All you need to do is just walk in front of him, and after his E is down, now you have no distance on him. You're inside of him basically, right? You can visualize it here a little bit. Instead of autoing him, and like every time you auto, you create a little bit of separation, right? But if you just walk at him and don't auto him at all, after his E is down, then you have all your abilities up. Okay, in this case he has a ward jump, but still, I would argue that he didn't need to use his ward jump here to escape. There's a world where, maybe. Anyway, the concept still applies.
Yeah.
Alright, I want to look at some of my own gameplay and see if we can kind of spot these concepts, and so I can maybe explain them better. I'm not trying to glaze myself or anything, of course.
No, it helps to see examples of how it's actually applied. Because it's one thing like getting an idea of the concept, but it still took me about 25 games to really kind of clean up that level 1 to 4 a bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of just filtered what you just said. I'm sorry. I'm kind of focusing. You can say it again, by the way.
So it's okay. It wasn't that important.
Okay. Um, I've been playing a lot of Scion recently, and I was using this
Yeah, I know you're working
concept.
on a Scion guide, right?
Yeah, how do you know that? Oh, a stream.
I watched your stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working on the Scion guide. Um, okay, maybe here. No. Maybe here. No. Maybe here. Probably not. Yeah, here it is. I think. This is maybe like a somewhat good example.
You
You see,
basically you're using your slow on Scion to just stay right in front of him.
yeah, like instead of like, I mean, I'm autoing a lot, yes, but my main goal is to always uh, kind of walk my dog here, where instead of standing still to auto him, I'm just always stand like next to him, parallel to him, or behind him, basically, between him and his tower. And that's kind of how you can play those fights a little bit.
Yeah, I
Um,
definitely am gonna look more for just like the alt into auto trade when they commit to me.
yeah, yeah, just starting off with ult, just autoing people to death, and then using your Qs after your auto's down. Um, and I also mentioned that in the video that you said you watched with Nathan, the TLA video.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
When I played against Sion, I don't have the VOD here anymore, but I did explain it. I also explained the actually, if you go back to the video, you can watch it. You will see me explain a lot of the concepts there that I told you about today. I talked about standing on the side of the wave in that video. I also talked about um, just like starting off with your ult and autoing people to stack your conk, and then after they're out of your auto attack range, that's when you want to use your Qs, stuff like
Maybe I'll
that.
give it another watch now that I have a little bit more of a better idea of the actual concepts.
Yes, yes, I recommend you just the silent laning phase, and that's it. You don't have to watch the entire video. You know. All right, man. So I hope that was helpful for you today.
Yeah, that was fun. That was good.
Nice, nice. What are your thoughts? Like, how are you gonna approach this?
I'm gonna approach it by continuing to make sure that my level 1 to 4 is cleaner. I think the two biggest takeaways, well, three biggest takeaways I have is still work on patience a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more with the Qs
Yeah.
and the Ws and syncing the cooldowns. I think it's still important to keep an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not looking for meaningless trades, looking for trades on actual trade timers. I think if
Yes.
I work with that, that's also going to help the CS improve.
Yeah, it
Definitely
will.
want to focus on getting the last hits better
Yeah.
and just general body position of where I'm standing on the side of the lane
Yeah.
when I have abilities and timers to play aggressive.
Yeah.
Get jungle wards down a
Yeah.
little bit better on
That was a
that.
big one for me too.
Um, and I think those are like the main things I'll work on throughout
Yeah.
the next couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm glad that was your takeaway because I hoped that was the because those are for me the most important ones. And then some small stuff like dropping the aggro when you go into the like when we auto attack someone going to the bush, and yeah, and just poking people on their turret better, stuff like that, But those just focus on those things for now and try to improve on those. I'm actually glad we ended up looking at laning phase because I think yeah, it's so important to just clean this all up, get better at this before you go into mid game, and then
And I didn't really recognize how many opportunities my lane opponents are giving me to get
yeah,
murdered.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're giving me a lot of opportunities.
yeah,
Um, and then also just, thinking about my wave before I'm crashing it, not
hmm
letting them get back into a winning position because I'm going to start trading waves with them after I just invested 10 minutes to punish them. You
yeah,
know, just those bigger concepts.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot to work on.
yeah, yeah, and the 6 seconds plus the 8 seconds plus 8 seconds that takes the recall. You can summon from XP.
Or
Man,
into the
there's so many
210.
things. What the
There's so much
fuck?
stuff.
I think maybe next session will probably be focused on laning phase as well. Honestly, like because there's so
Yeah,
much
we might as
stuff.
well just keep it going until we get it really down. I mean, there's no
Yeah,
point in trying to go for a GM climb if I can't play level 1 to 14, minute 1 to 14
yeah,
in the clean, predictable, consistent way.
yeah,
So we'll just keep working on that until we get it down.
yeah. I agree. All right, man. So, good luck in solo queue. Good luck at your climb. Try to really get this down. And do you have any like last questions?
No, I'll probably rewatch this VOD just to make sure I understand it and go back to that. I have to go get Courtney Italian food that we talked about earlier because she's
Sorry,
getting
sorry to keep her busy. I'm sorry. My
she's
bad.
getting impatient.
My bad.
All right, thank you for your time today, my friend. I appreciate it all.
You too. I'll see you later.
All right, I'll see you soon. Take
Peace,
care.
peace. You too.